It's the gray water is shower basin utility. We take it through a Eco STP, and then there is a plant gravel filter which has these plants which absorb some of these nutrients that they want. After which we take it to a pressure sand filter, activated carbon filter. We have a hypochlorite dosing. Then we have RO, we have UV, and then we have ozonizer. And then it goes back to shower, it goes back to basin, it goes back to the utility. Except for drinking, everything else is the treated water. So treated gray water goes for bathing as well. So human contact itself is happening here. And this has been running for the last 1 month now in this project, and there's been no complaints from any residents. This is a gray water recycling. The black water recycling, a similar process. The only thing that's missing here is RO. So we have everything except RO over here. We have an ozonizer in this as well, just to ensure that there is no odor in the water. So we use the recycled water for flushing as well as irrigation. This is the black water recycling. In terms of energy interventions, so we have completely LED powered common area lighting. It is also controlled by motion sensors as well as timers to ensure minimal usage. We have high SRI paints on the roof as well as external walls to reduce the heat island effect. We have high performance glass on windows to ensure cooling requirements are less. We have UPVC windows that help sound and heat insulation. We have a 20 kilowatt on-grid solar plant which sells power to the BESCOM. The picture is there on your right side. We have 6 kilowatts of windmills for common area lighting. Gearless elevators saves power. STP and OWC that does not use any electricity. Load balancing DGs to reduce fuel consumption. I hope everybody is aware of load balancing. We have two sized DGs, so that if the load is less, if the load requirement is less, the smaller DG runs. And as the load increases, the bigger DG comes on. So the fuel is optimized.
But we have 20 kilowatt of solar energy and about 6 kilowatt of wind energy as renewable energy component is phenomenal large, and to save as much as 300,000 unit, 3 lakhs unit of electricity to come. Therefore, the energy bill comes down substantially. That's the most important thing for the consumer. Consumer knows that. Normally, had you not done all this, you would have paid actually energy costs of a very large nature. Also on the water saving, separate units being put, also an important component there. And to give not only horizontal green, vertical green, roof green, it also brings down the heat island effect in a substantially large way.
I mean, I've seen projects in India, and I'm working currently on projects in Chicago too. Our goal is the same: energy efficiency, water efficiency, and minimization of waste. The only difference I see here in India is, you do a very good job, Sohail, of implementing everything. Year one, everything runs beautifully. And coming back to the point of operation and maintenance, this is a subject where everyone wants to avoid as much as possible, because that's where the main, it's like buying a brand new car. The first day it runs beautifully, but after a year, if it's not maintained properly. So I think the key component is educating the associations or the society members, or train them, make a leader in the society, like somebody who has similar knowledge, or a civil engineer, or somebody who can understand. Make him like in charge of this whole system, so that, any resident has any questions or doubts, he can come to him instead of engaging external consultants, because consultants only work for money. If you don't pay them, they will not even show up. But instead, the society member who lives there, he should be the in charge.
In fact, very good idea, Sohail, and we'll see if we can take it up with other builders also. That is, we train them. That you create an eco cell. Get some of your members, I mean the RWA members, say 5, 6 of them, and I will volunteer to come and train if that is what you want.